Canva makes it easy for you to fix simple thumbnail mistakes that most creators don't even realize they're making. I saw this thumbnail and asked Hippie Chick Homestead for a template. It's a perfect example to show you 3 basic problems that are easy to fix. Mistake number 1, the subject's placement is off. She's floating, her shoulder's not visible, and she's not big enough to create a presence in the thumbnail. Let's check and see what she's got going on. Click on something in the thumbnail and click on position. And in layers panel, I see that she already has quite a bit going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete everything. Oh, look what she has here. I might like this picture better. We'll get to that with mistake number 2. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it for now. To fix the floating problem, all that needs to be done is slide it over to the bottom and to the right, or to the left if that's needed. It just depends on what your photograph looks like. As far as her shoulder being cut off, let's see what happens when I left click and drag to the left. Oh, she's got a shoulder. The other thing we can do is make this larger. So I'll left click this, go to the circle, and let's bring this up. It does not need to be that large, but we can still make it pretty substantial. Here's before, here's after. So she's no longer floating in the thumbnail. Her shoulder is no longer cut off, and she takes up more of the space on the thumbnail. So that's really going to be able to be read on a small device. If you're watching this and thinking, ooh, I wonder what she would change in mine, there's a short form in the description where you can submit your thumbnail for possible review. Mistake number 2 here is there is no separation between the subject and the background. Let's see if by chance she has the rest of her head. No, she does not. That's fine. We can work with that. Let's go to left. Does she have the rest of her shoulder? She does. We are going to size it so the top of her head meets the top of the thumbnail. That's a little trick if you've cropped your head off in your photo. And then we're just going to bring that over a little bit. We can get rid of the words on the seed packet. It just cleans it up a little. Now, this one actually is a lot better than this one, just because the color of her shirt doesn't blend in with the background. The other thing that we can do is add a simple outline. We're going to click on the person, click on edit, scroll down to shadows, click on outline. Instead of black, which black would be fine too, we're going to change that to white, but first we're going to just decrease the size a little bit and then click on the color swab there and change it to white. At this point, you're going to notice a couple more problem areas. We just need to resize it a little bit to make those problem areas go away, aka the outline at the top of the head and the outline at the bottom of the thumbnail. This looks fantastic. I do want to see what the white outline would do on the shirt that she was wearing that was red. We're going to click on her and click on this paint roller. This is a really cool trick. We're going to click on that, go back to this one, and then paste it. We're just going to bring that down a little bit. This one is so much better because the color of her shirt really pops off the background. Before we go on to mistake number 3, let's talk about a few things that can make this thumbnail even better. Go to edit, adjust. There's nothing that's been adjusted here, and click auto adjust. That is much, much better. Let's see what we can do with the background. Let's do the same auto adjust. And that did exactly what I wanted it to do. It made it not as bright. It took it down -12. I would even take it down a little bit more. But the other thing that you can do is give the background a little bit of a blur. Go to edit, scroll down all the way to effects and click on blur. switch it to whole image. Look at how blurry it can go. We don't need that. We need to be able to see what it is because this video is about peppers. So we're just going to start with 17 and see how that looks. That's not bad. The background itself is white. I think I want to change that to like a darker color, specifically black, just to see what we can do with this. Hit the transparency and just take it down a notch. Let's go to 80. This is looking much better. And one thing that Hippie Chick Homestead brought to my attention is she didn't want this in the picture, so she moved it over. This is a great technique. Another way you can get rid of that is using the eraser and magic eraser. I am going to reduce the brush size here and then try to see if I can get rid of that red and those two lines. Click on auto detect to see if that will, yes, and then click erase and it should get rid of everything I want. One thing that we have to do when we're making thumbnails is not be distracted. And one way I do that is with my loop earplugs. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Hopefully my voice does not go up by a ton. All right, so now let's talk about mistake number 3. I'm going to add the text back in, and I've already copied that to my clipboard, so paste. Each one of these words has a different font size. If I reduce this all the way down, 4 and 26 and pics is really difficult to read. Really, the only word that's visible there is peppers. When you have words on thumbnails, you don't want there to be effort for someone to read it. I do have a video about fonts that are easy to read on YouTube thumbnails, and I will link that at the end of the video as well as in the description for you to look at later. What is the main idea that this thumbnail is trying to convey? Pepper picks 26. So I'm just going to get rid of 4. We don't need it. And I'm going to change the apostrophe 26 to 2026. Let's change the font, the color, and the effects, and actually how the words are laid out so that it's easier to read. Click on the font that's listed. And for this one, I'm actually going to use the word enter. You can see that I've used it before, but INTER. We're going to use the little down arrow and scroll down and check and see what this would look like in the heaviest weight, which is black. And then I'm going to change the color. See, it's a deep crimson. I'm going to change it to be white. And then I'm going to change the effect here. Instead of it being white, I'm going to change that to be either black, or maybe that deep crimson actually would look very nice here. So I'm going to use it. And then I'm going to increase the thickness of it. Then I'm going to change this to be, I don't know, let's try 144. And now we're going to get pics in 2026 to be the same size and effect. We can do that by clicking the word, clicking on copy style, and then pasting it. We're going to do the same thing again and do it on 2026. Instead of 2026 being at the bottom, we're going to put it at the top. Basically, we want these words to be pretty close together. We're going to be left aligned. And 2026 does not have to be the same size as Pepper Picks. We can reduce it a little bit, and that's going to make it look really nice. We can make the effect a little bit larger. I like that a lot. So now it's at 126, and I'm just going to copy style here. Do the same thing to 2026. Again, I'm going to have to reduce the size of that just a little bit. Before, after. How did I do? And just like I promised earlier, you can watch the video that's on your screen to learn more about fonts that are easy to read. Your Creator Bestie out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!